Hey everyone, Anders here with another Black Desert video. Today we're going to take a look at the Global Labs patch from this week. Now first we have the last dungeon for Ataraxion announced. Last Gladius will be similar to the other dungeons we've had before with some changes to the format. The story missions are not going to be very long for this one. It does set us up for the upcoming Edania region that we'll likely see more of next month during the Heidel Ball. And there's also going to be only one difficulty instead of a normal and Elvia difficulty like we're used to. You will need 330 AP and 420 DP as recommended stats, and you enter the same way as the other dungeons. There is a one-time reward that will give you your choice of the new hammers used for sovereign weapons and Karazad accessories. For other dungeons, they have added the quality of life change, where once you get the dagger needed to fight the final boss of that dungeon, on that clear, you will get a permanent dagger that you can use the following week to immediately fight the final boss with your group. They have also increased the drop rate for the dagger pieces in every dungeon. Merchant ring pieces have a chance to drop from the last Gladius dungeon in that reward box every week. Rates for those will likely be super low, but you can also get Debraga accessories up to try. There are also special blue titles you can get for clearing. As always, you don't really need to do the missions to start the dungeon when this releases, but you might as well do them to get that free hammer from the quest rewards. Now for Deadeye, we have the new Abyssal Legacy skill for that class. Gift of the Canary seems to be a super armor movement skill that replaces the Shift LMB input. For all classes, the evasion skill has some changes, so all classes will now move the same distance if you use evasion. You have greater camera movement when using this skill, and you can now link with other skills, so you won't have that awkward stutter if you use evasion into other skills. Stamina consumed is now a flat 150. You get a PvE iframe through the entire animation now, and any evasion movement effect that an evasion skill has been removed. It will now only have PvE iframe as the only effect. If you have a greater movement speed buff active, however, it will now affect your evasion skill. And for Ninja and Kuno, you can no longer use Shuriken Throw with evasion. Musa and Mewa no longer have super armor while in the Saijin sword state, and Nova has now an added evasive movement skill. Arena of Solare is back, and finally we have something we've been asking for, I think, since the mode came out. Supposedly we will no longer have double classes on one team, so no double shies on one team, no double anything on one team, which should improve matching outright. They've also slightly buffed the evasion set by adding 15 evasion to each piece, and the species damage crystal got buffed slightly as well. The new season will be starting next week. Red Battlefield will now be limited to 20 people per side after matching is completed. RBF starts when at least 16 people say they're ready, and all DR is now reduced by 220 in an occupied zone, but won't fall below 550. Evasion will also reduce 286, but won't fall below 874. Wagon trade changes are going live. They're maintaining the amount we have already, amount of wagons, but they're also adding 4 more trade wagons or converting them into trade wagons so we can utilize them more often. Margoria Debris has also been improved. They added more of them in the ocean, but reduced their spawn rate and revamped their loot tables for both silver and gold keys used to open these items. The new rare drops you can get from these can be sold for up to 500 million silver if you're lucky. The saltwater crocodile zone has been expanded and replaced some of the nine shark and black rust mobs in the area. Furniture crafting buffs specific to what you want to have been added, and they're going to use magical lightstone crystals, lightstone of fire rage for the AP version, lightstone of fire marked for the accuracy version, lightstone of wind heart for the HP version, lightstone of earth iron wall for the DR version, and lightstone of earth waves for the evasion version. Any buffs that are active on your character from furniture items will be dispelled and removed from your character next week when this change goes live. Fairy Continuous Care had more items added to the list of consumables you can set up. Grass beetles have been changed in appearance, as well as some monsters have been moved around in hunting zones so as to avoid accidentally targeting them, and the rare ginseng drop rate has also increased by 50%. Wild horses were changed recently, so you could actually find T7 and T8 horses in the wild. That was a very good change, but unfortunately for them it was too good, and so the rate that these spawn has been nerfed by 50%. They have also added a permanent capture rope that you can get from a quest after achieving Master 1 training. They've also added a permanent lump of raw sugar you can get from a quest as long as you have the Krogdalo Sanctuary item needed to start that mission. Event elixir item weight has been reduced. Poison trap and flame trap have new effects. First, the poison trap no longer dismounts and the damage has increased. The flame trap explosion range has increased by 50%. Also, summons will no longer destroy traps, and the ancient chariot loading military wagon spawn timer has been reduced and will now deal more damage to buildings. Lastly, they removed the ability for you to set up alts to read bookshelves for optimization apparently, so they're no longer allowing you to essentially knowledge farm on your alts. And that's all for the updates this week. A really solid patch, especially the Ataraxian permanent dagger change, really nice. But let me know what you think about the last dungeon down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.